Welcome to my podcast. Today I'll be talking about players to pick up in fantasy football and fantasy basketball. Players to pick up in fantasy basketball. Point guard Tony Parker. Tony Parker averaged 17.7 points and 6.3 assists on 49% shooting from the field. He should be a solid point guard to add. Shooting guard Allonzo Trier. Allonzo Trier averaged 60.8 points and 1.3 3-pointers made on 58% shooting from the field. He is starting to heat up. Small forward DeMarre Caroll. DeMarre Caroll is nearing his return. He could be a huge part of the Nets once he is settled in. Power forward Tristan Thompson. Tristan Thompson averaged 12 points and 11 rebounds on 58% shooting last week. He should be added in all leagues. Center Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo had 11 points and 8 rebounds in the start for Hassan Whiteside. He is worth a look in deep leagues. Players to pick up in fantasy football. Quarterback Nick Mullens. Nick Mullens lit up the Oakland Raiders for 22.18 fantasy points last week. He will face a struggling New York Giants defense in Week 10. Running back Mike Davis. Mike Davis may now get the bulk of the carries, especially with Chris Carson injured. He will face the LA Rams in Week 10. Running back Edu Smith. Edu Smith will be relied upon to be a huge part of the Falcons rushing attack. He faces the Cleveland Browns in Week 10. Wide receiver Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant is working out for the New Orleans Saints right now. If he is signed by the Saints, he will have immediate fantasy value. Wide receiver Marquez Valdes-Scanling. Valdes-Scanling had at least 10 fantasy points in the last 4 weeks. He will face the Miami Dolphins in Week 10. Tight end Chris Herndon. Chris Herndon had at least 6 fantasy points in the last 4 weeks. He will face the Buffalo Bills in Week 10. Defense Atlanta Falcons defense. The Falcons have a great matchup against the Cleveland Browns in Week 10. Kicker Jason Myers. Jason Myers is the most added kicker in fantasy football this week. In my next podcast, I'll be doing another players to pick up in fantasy football and fantasy basketball.